Welcome back to Scale with Julia. I'm Julia Pimsler, business coach and sales training expert, and I help people scale up their businesses. So I'm coming on here once a week to give some free tips around sales. Very focused on sales right now. You cannot take the sale out of scale. And so many women have not had sales training. So I've been having a lot of fun teaching sales in my 50K in 21 days challenge. We just finished one. We have another one starting in a couple of weeks. So let's get into it. Today, I want to talk about speak up and shut up. Speak up and shut up is a way of getting more deals to close by owning your pricing. And what that means is after you say the price of your product or service, the fee you're charging, is to just let it sit there and not keep talking. What I hear from a lot of my coaching clients is that once they say the price, let's say that package to rebuild your website will cost $15,000, that then they keep talking and say things like, but if that's too much, we can always figure something out. Or if that's not in your budget, what is in your budget? Or if that's more than you thought it would be, then we can always figure out a way to do just part of it. When in fact, that comes from a place of anxiety that they're not going to be able to afford it, or maybe you just don't own your value enough yet, that you believe you deserve to be paid that amount. And there's a way to get around that and do a little bit of fake it till you make it, right? And it's called speak up and shut up. And that is just a shortcut that I give to my coaching clients to say the fee. It'll be $15,000 for that redesign of your website. And then do that. Just be quiet. Sometimes they put a Post-it in front of their computers that just says 1, 2, 3, or speak up and shut up. Because counting to 3 in your head is a good way to do speak up and shut up if you know that you have that issue where after you say the price, you keep talking. I remember when I learned this, it was back when I was learning to be a nonprofit fundraiser. I had just come out of being a documentary filmmaker where I did have to do fundraising to make our films. We made 5 films in 5 years. They were all social issue documentaries, and we had to get foundations and individuals to help us fund those films. But then I became a nonprofit fundraiser, and that is just all about asking people for money. I had done a little of it, but I remember learning when I first got hired that I was going to be asking potential donors for $100,000, sometimes $200,000, really big checks. And the most I'd ever asked anyone for up until that time was probably about $10,000. So I was very nervous about it. And that's when they gave me this training and said, after you make the ask, you need to just be quiet and sit there. And they said, count to 3 in your head. They didn't say speak up and shut up. That's my rename. But it really worked. And so I remember having multiple meetings. I probably pitched to, I don't know, a few hundred people during the 5 years that I was a fundraiser. We raised about $26 million for a variety of nonprofits. I would just say, we have our capital campaign, and because you've been such an incredible supporter of X nonprofit, we're coming to you first as one of the insiders that we've counted on over these years. We're so grateful. And if you're able to make a $100,000 anchor gift for our capital campaign, that would be so meaningful. And then do that. Be quiet. It gets a lot easier with practice. And we were able to raise those $100,000 and $200,000 checks. Now, it wasn't only because of speak up and shut up. Obviously, you have to have built a relationship with the potential prospect, whether it's a nonprofit donor or in a sales situation. But I draw on a lot of those skills that I learned as a fundraiser in sales now, both in scaling up my first business, Little Pim, and my current business, $1 Million Women, and in all the sales training I've been doing to help more women really own their value and sell with confidence. Sometimes it just takes a few little tweaks, and this is one of them, to be able to say your pricing and then to be quiet and just own it. So if that's something you've been struggling with, try speak up and shut up at your next meeting. I remember one of our grads had a male business partner, and she pointed out that he always did speak up and shut up. Once she learned it from me, she realized, oh, wait a minute, I'm doing the exact opposite of what I watch him do, which is to say, that'll be a $50,000 engagement and then just be quiet. And she was throwing in all kinds of things after she gave the price, oh, we can also add on a strategy session. And if that's too much, then just let me know. We can work something out. So she stopped doing that and she started closing the $50,000 deals just like he was. So check it out. And if you want more help with sales, or if you're just getting started in your sales journey, or if you're selling well, but you want to sell better, come check it out at scalewithjulia.co. You can set up a call with us and we will hear where you're at on your selling journey and see if maybe we can help you with one of our programs and some sales coaching. Here, I can throw that banner up while we're on here, and that way you can find it more easily. So it's just Scale with Julia. There it is. .co. Great to be back with you. Last week, I was at South by Southwest Film Festival in Austin, Texas, learning all about AI and all the huge changes that are coming in the next few years. You guys know I have a digital twin, and I'm very interested in following what's happening in that space and just the entire AI space. So look out for an article coming soon on LinkedIn all about that. And thanks for joining me today. Stay brave and go big. And I'll see you back here next week.